Jennifer has $83,000 in her savings account, drives a new Mercedes, wears designer, everything. Everyone thinks she's rich. Michael has $9,000 in checking, drives a 12-year-old Camry, shops at Target. Everyone thinks he's struggling. 10 years from now, Jennifer will be broke despite high income. Michael will be a millionaire despite modest earnings. How do I know? 7 behavioral signs that predict wealth better than your current bank balance. These signs reveal who's actually building wealth versus who's pretending. They separate people who will be rich from people who look rich. And here's what's fascinating. You can have these signs with any income level. They're not about how much you make, they're about what you do with whatever you make. Today, you're discovering the 7 signs that prove you're secretly rich, even if your bank account hasn't caught up yet. Because wealth is built through behaviors long before it appears in balances. Welcome to the Wealth Mind, where we decode the psychology behind prosperity. Here's what researchers discovered. Your current wealth doesn't predict your future wealth. Your behaviors do. Someone with modest savings but wealthy behaviors will become rich. Someone with high income but broke behaviors will become poor. These 7 signs are behavioral indicators. They predict future wealth regardless of present circumstances. Most people focus on their bank balance. That's looking backward at what already happened. These signs look forward at what's coming. Count how many you have as we go. By the end, you'll know exactly where you stand and what determines your financial future. Let's start with the sign that separates people who build wealth from people who accidentally block it. Sign number 1, you're secretly rich, everything is automated, you never manually decide to save or invest. Payday hits, money automatically splits, 15% to retirement, 10% to investments, $500 to emergency fund, rent pays itself, bills deduct automatically. You never touch these decisions. They happen whether you're disciplined that day or not. Your wealth builds on autopilot. People who stay broke, they manually decide to save. I'll transfer money to savings this month. I'll invest when I have extra. I'll pay bills when I remember. Manual decisions require daily discipline. Daily discipline eventually fails. Automation removes discipline from the equation entirely. This is why people with lower incomes often build more wealth than high earners. They automate early because they have to. High earners trust their discipline and never automate. Discipline fails. Automation doesn't. Meet Sarah and Tom, both 28 in 2018. Both earned $72,000 annually. Sarah's system, manual everything. She'd look at her account each month, assess what she could save, transfer the amount manually. Some months, $500. Other months, 0 because expenses came up. Her savings grew unpredictably based on monthly discipline. Tom's system, fully automated. Payday arrives. Paycheck splits automatically. 25% to retirement and investments. Happens before Tom even sees the money. $500 to emergency fund, $1,200 to rent, $200 to utilities. Everything programmed once runs forever. 5 years later, 2023, Sarah has $17,000 saved. She was disciplined sometimes, but manual systems fail during stress, vacations, or busy months. Her savings grew sporadically based on willpower. Tom has $91,000 saved and invested. He automated once 5 years ago. Never thought about it again. His wealth grew consistently, regardless of his discipline on any particular day. Same income. Sarah's wealth depended on daily decisions. Tom's wealth happened automatically. Sarah told me, I thought I had enough discipline to save manually. But life happens. Busy months, stressful months, fun months where I wanted to spend more. My manual system failed constantly because it relied on me being disciplined 365 days yearly. Tom's automated system never failed because it didn't require discipline at all. Automation beats discipline every single time because automation doesn't get tired, stressed, or distracted. Automate your money today. Paycheck arrives. Split it automatically before you see it. Savings, investments, bills, everything. Remove decision-making from wealth building. Decision fatigue destroys financial discipline. Automation eliminates decisions entirely. This is sign number 1, you're secretly rich. Your wealth grows automatically whether you're disciplined today or not. Sign number 2, you're secretly rich. You see purchases in hours, not dollars. Most people see a $400 purchase and ask, can I afford $400? You see a $400 purchase and calculate, I earn $30 hourly after taxes. This cost me 13.3 hours of my life. Is this item worth 13 hours? This mental framework changes everything because you're not spending dollars. You're spending irreplaceable hours of your finite life. That perspective makes wasteful spending impossible. Money regenerates, time doesn't. When you see purchases as life hours, you become selective automatically. Meet Rachel and David, both 35. Both earned $68,000 annually, $25 per hour after taxes. Rachel saw a designer purse, $800. Thought, I can afford 800, I have it in my account. She bought it. David saw the same price tag, calculated differently. $800 divided by 25 equals 32 hours. This purse cost me 32 hours of my life, almost a full work week. Is carrying this bag worth a week of my life? Answer became obvious, no. He didn't buy it. This pattern repeated constantly. Rachel saw prices in dollars she could afford. David saw prices in irreplaceable life hours he'd never recover. 10 years later, Rachel has accumulated $73,000 in belongings she rarely uses and $12,000 in savings. Her life hours were traded for objects gathering dust. David has minimal possessions and $247,000 saved and invested. His life hours were preserved and multiplied through compound growth. Rachel told me, I could technically afford everything I bought, but I was trading my life 1 hour at a time for objects that didn't matter. David wasn't being cheap. He was valuing his life correctly. Every purchase is choosing between having the thing or having your life hours back to spend differently. I kept choosing things, he kept choosing life. When you calculate hourly value, wasteful spending becomes physically impossible. You see the real cost, your actual life. Calculate your after-tax hourly rate, take annual salary, divide by 2,000 work hours, then reduce by 30% for taxes. Before any purchase, divide price by hourly rate. That's the life hours cost. Ask, is this worth X hours of my life? If you hesitate, don't buy it. This is sign number 2, you're secretly rich. You see money as stored life hours and spend them accordingly. Sign number 3, you're secretly rich. You never finance things that lose value. Most people finance cars, furniture, electronics, vacations. All things guaranteed to be worth less tomorrow than today. You finance only things that gain value or generate income. Mortgage on rental property. Business loan that creates revenue. Education that increases earning power. You buy depreciating things with cash only. If you can't afford it cash, you can't afford it. Period. This single rule prevents the wealth destruction that keeps most people broke despite high incomes. Meet Lisa and Mark. Both 30 in 2015. Both earned $75,000 annually. Lisa financed a new $38,000 car, 5% interest, 60-month loan, $683 monthly payment. Mark bought a $9,000 used car with cash, same transportation utility, just older. Lisa's thinking, I can afford $683 monthly. I work hard, I deserve a nice car. Mark's thinking, a car is transportation. New or old, it moves me from point A to point B. I'm not financing something guaranteed to lose value. Fast forward 10 years to 2025. Lisa has made car payments for 120 consecutive months. Switched to a second finance car after paying off the first. Total paid $93,000. Current car value $21,000. Net car wealth negative $72,000. Mark drove his $9,000 car for 7 years. Saved the $683 monthly difference. After 7 years, had $57,300 invested. Bought his next car cash for $13,000. Still has $44,000 invested plus current car. Same need for transportation. Lisa financed depreciation and destroyed $116,000 in potential wealth. Mark paid cash and built $67,000 in actual wealth. The gap, $183,000 from one behavioral rule. Never finance depreciation. Lisa told me, I thought making payments was normal. Everyone does it, but normal people stay broke. I was paying interest to own something losing value every single day. That's the definition of going backwards financially while feeling like I'm moving forward. Mark wasn't being cheap. He was refusing to pay banks for the privilege of owning depreciating assets. He understood that financing depreciation is poverty pretending to be success. This rule alone separates people who build wealth from people who destroy it. Make a rule today. Never finance anything that loses value. Cars, furniture, clothes, vacations, electronics. If you can't buy it cash, you can't afford it. Only finance appreciating assets or income-generating investments. Everything else, save first, buy later. This is sign number 3. You're secretly rich. You refuse to pay interest on things losing value. Sign number 4. You're secretly rich. Your self-worth doesn't depend on what you own. Most people buy things to feel worthy. Designer clothes to feel successful. Luxury car to feel important. Expensive restaurants to feel cultured. Every purchase is medicating an internal wound. You don't do this. Your confidence comes from internal sources. Bank balance, skills, relationships, purpose, not from objects strangers see. This psychological independence saves hundreds of thousands over a lifetime because you're not constantly buying emotional validation. Meet Jennifer and Michael from our opening, both successful professionals in their mid-30s. Jennifer earned $107,000 annually, Spent $94,000. She needed the BMW because clients expect success. Needed designer clothes because she works in corporate. Needed the luxury apartment because her friends have nice places. Every purchase was proving she's successful. Except she wasn't. She was broke with high income because everything went to maintaining the image of success instead of building actual success. Michael earned $68,000 annually. Spent $39,000. Drove a Camry because it's reliable transportation. Wore Target clothes because they're functional. Lived modestly because he didn't need to prove anything to anyone. His self-worth came from his growing investments and skills, not from strangers' impressions. 10 years later, Jennifer still earns over $100,000 but has $17,000 saved. One promotion away from financial collapse because her lifestyle requires her current income. Michael earns $83,000 through normal raises but has $342,000 invested. Could retire tomorrow if he wanted because his modest lifestyle costs less than his investment income. Jennifer's spending was emotional medication. She was treating self-worth issues with status purchases. It never worked because external validation never satisfies. Michael's spending was purely functional. He didn't need validation from purchases because his confidence came from internal metrics. Jennifer told me, "I thought I was buying success. I was buying the appearance of success while preventing actual success. Every status purchase was delaying wealth building by another month." Michael wasn't being frugal. He just didn't need objects to feel worthy. That psychological difference is worth hundreds of thousands in lifetime wealth. Status spending is expensive therapy that never works. The rich don't need it. The broke can't afford it. Before any discretionary purchase, ask honestly, am I buying this for me or for others' perception of me? If the answer involves what others think, don't buy it. Your wealth depends on not needing external validation. This is sign number 4, you're secretly rich. Your self-worth is independent of your consumption. Sign number 5, you're secretly rich. You have margin between income and spending. Most people spend 95 to 105% of income. Every dollar is spoken for. No buffer, no breathing room. One unexpected expense creates crisis. You spend 60 to 70% of income. Massive margin exists between what you earn and what you need. This margin creates options. Options create wealth. Financial margin isn't about deprivation. It's about buying freedom through the gap between earning and spending. Meet 2 nurses, both 32. Both earned $66,000 annually in 2020. Nurse 1 lived in an expensive downtown apartment, $2,200 monthly, new car, nice furniture. Lifestyle cost $61,000 annually. Margin, $5,000, barely breathing room. When COVID created uncertainty, she had no options. Couldn't reduce hours, couldn't take time off, couldn't pivot to less stressful work. She was trapped by lifestyle requiring full income. Nurse 2 lived in modest apartment, $900 monthly, paid off car, basic furnishings. Lifestyle cost $34,000 annually. Margin, $32,000, massive breathing room. During COVID uncertainty, she had options everywhere. Reduced to part-time work to avoid burnout, took 2 months completely off. Explored side income through telemedicine. Her low lifestyle costs created freedom. 3 years later, Nurse 1 still works full-time, stressed and barely saving because she built no margin. One income drop would destroy her. Nurse 2 works 3 days weekly, started online health coaching, and has $147,000 invested. Her margin created options that became wealth. The difference wasn't income, it was the gap between income and lifestyle. Margin creates options. Options create opportunity. Opportunity creates wealth. Nurse 1 told me, "I thought living in the nice apartment and having the nice car was success. It was a golden cage. I built a lifestyle that required my full income, which meant I had no freedom, no options, no ability to take risks." Nurse 2 wasn't being cheap. She was buying freedom through the margin between earning and spending. That freedom let her build wealth. I can't because I'm trapped by my own lifestyle. Financial margin is the oxygen wealth needs to grow. Without it, you suffocate. Calculate your margin. Income minus spending equals margin. Aim for 30% minimum. If margin is under 20%, your lifestyle is suffocating your wealth. Cut spending or increase income until breathing room exists. This is sign number 5, you're secretly rich. Significant margin exists between what you earn and what you spend. Sign number 6, you're secretly rich. You invest aggressively in your 20s and 30s. Most people wait until their 40s to invest seriously. They spend 20s and 30s on lifestyle. Start investing when it's almost too late. You max retirement accounts at 25, invested 30% of income at 28, live like a broke student while earning professional income. Why? Because you understand compound interest needs time. 10 years of aggressive investing in your 20s creates more wealth than 30 years of moderate investing starting at 40. This behavior guarantees future wealth even if income stays modest. Meet Alex and Jordan. Both started careers at 25, earning $55,000 in 2014. Alex spent 20s enjoying life, traveled, ate out constantly, lived in an expensive apartment, started investing seriously at 35 after realizing time was passing. Invested 20% from 35 to 65. Total contributions over 30 years, $430,000. Jordan lived like broke student from 25 to 35 despite earning professional income. Invested 40% for those 10 years. Total contributions, $220,000. Then invested normally 15% from 35 to 65. At 65, Alex has $2 million from 30 years of consistent 20% investing. Jordan has $3.4 million from 10 years of aggressive 40% investing early, plus 30 years of moderate 15% investing. Jordan invested significantly less total dollars but ended with 70% more wealth. Why? Those first 10 years compounded for 40 years instead of 30. Alex told me, "I thought I had time. I'd invest seriously later after enjoying my 20s. But wealth is built through time, and time only moves forward." Jordan wasn't being extreme. She understood that aggressive investing early creates exponential outcomes that moderate investing later can't match. The wealth gap between us came entirely from my 10-year delay. Those 10 years cost me $1.4 million. Time in the market beats timing the market, but early time in the market beats everything. If you're under 35, invest as aggressively as possible. Live modestly. Invest the difference. Those years compound longer than any others. Every year you delay costs exponentially more than the previous year. Start immediately. This is sign number 6, you're secretly rich. You invested aggressively early when time was your greatest asset. Sign number 7, you're secretly rich. You track net worth monthly, not income. Most people obsess over salary. I make $60,000. I need to make $80,000. Income is their scorecard. You ignore income. You track net worth. Assets minus liabilities. That's your scorecard. Income is just fuel. Net worth is the car's position. This mindset shift changes everything because income without growing net worth is running on a treadmill. Exhausting effort with zero progress. Someone earning $48,000 with growing net worth is building wealth. Someone earning $140,000 with stagnant net worth is going nowhere. Calculate net worth monthly. Assets minus liabilities. Watch this number. Grow this number. Income fluctuates and doesn't matter. Net worth growing consistently, you're building wealth regardless of income. This is sign number 7, you're secretly rich. Your metric is net worth, not income. 7 signs you're secretly rich even if your bank account hasn't caught up. 1. Everything automated. Wealth builds without daily discipline. 2. Calculate hourly value. Purchases seen as life hours, not dollars. 3. Never finance depreciation. Only assets that gain value. 4. Self-worth independent. Don't buy emotional validation. 5. Financial margin. 30% gap between income and spending. 6. Invested early. Compound time advantage locked in 20s. 7. Track net worth. Wealth position matters, not income level. Count yours. Have 4 or more? You're building wealth correctly regardless of current balance. Have fewer than 4? Pick one. Build it this month. Add another next month. These signs predict future wealth better than current income or savings because they measure behaviors, not balances. Jennifer looked rich but had 0 signs. Michael looked modest but had all 7. 10 years proved the signs right. Which signs do you have? Comment your count below. Subscribe to The Wealth Mind if you want more behavioral indicators that predict wealth better than income or balance. Because wealth is built through behaviors long before it appears in bank accounts.